Hey everyone, it's Tyler and Michelle Strike, and in this video we're going to be teaching you how to hit the two-handed backhand volley. Now if you're picking up the game or you're looking to learn a brand new shot, then this is the video for you. For any level, we're going to be teaching you step by step on how to hit the two-handed backhand volley. Now before we get into the technique, we're going to be talking about the different types of two-handed backhand volleys that you want to hit. So when do you want to use this two-handed backhand volley, Michelle?
So for me in my game, the most common time I use it is when I'm either on the left side or I could be on the right side and the ball's coming at chest height. Most chest height balls for me, I use a two-handed backhand volley. I just feel like I have more control having two hands on it and it's more aggressive for my game.
And that was going to be my next question. Why would someone use the two-hander rather than one?
So a lot of the women that I play with came from tennis and it's just more natural for them to have two hands on the paddle. For me, I haven't really learned the roll yet. Like I don't have a really strong one-handed roll volley, so I just essentially default to this.
And I feel like if you don't come from a racket sports background, hitting a one-handed backhand is extremely difficult because it's on your non-dominant side and you have one hand. I personally like the two-handed better because it's more stable, you have more stability. You have two hands, so you have more control, and it's easier to maneuver the paddle on that side. Now, again, there are multiple different types of situations that you can use this. Number one, you can use it aggressively. Number two, you can use it neutrally. And number three, we could use it defensively, which would be a counter, which is what you were mentioning before the video.
Yes.
I feel like myself personally, I like to use my two-handed backhand as a counter when I'm playing the right side and someone's going to speed the ball up, maybe in the middle. I'm going to just sit here and then go for it.
That's when I see you use it, honestly.
For myself personally, if any ball comes really fast, I'm always going to use the one hand.
And you poach with one hand too.
But if I can really read the ball and I have a lot of time, I have the two hands. And that's one big thing that I want everyone to use or proceed with caution or know beforehand, is if you use the two-handed, yeah, it's more comfortable. Yeah, you have more direction because you have both hands, but there's less flexibility and it's going to take a little bit more time.
And there's less of a reach as well.
Yeah, because you're more restricted. I can extend way more with my one hand backhand versus my two hand. Look, here's two hand, here's one hand, two hand, one hand. Why? Because you have your left hand involved. Now let's start off with number one thing about the technique for the two-handed backhand volley, and that is our top hand. Now, if you're a right-handed player, that's your left hand. If you're a left-hand player, that's your right hand. The number one reason why players can't learn a two-handed backhand volley is because they don't use their top hand. I want you to think when you're playing pickleball, your bottom hand is literally along for the ride, and your top hand is doing all of the work. We like to say the left hand does the talking, the right hand does the walking for right-handers. The right hand does the talking, the left hand does the walking for left-handers. Now let's talk a little bit about our grip.
I like to have my thumb and my finger right at the throat of the paddle. Not up, no fingers up, but just right here. And then the second hand is going to be right at the bottom of the handle. And then you want to make sure that you're making contact with your paddle face open and then move upward.
And that's another thing that I want to talk about is our proper grip. Now, you don't have a super long grip, but you don't want space in between the paddle. You want both of your hands to be touching each other. The reason why is if your hands are spread apart, this hand's going to be going different than this hand. You have both your hands together, it's going to move more synchronized. Now, you mentioned swinging up. And a great thing to think about is if you have a ball at you, you want your paddle face basically neutral. If you have a ball higher than your chest, you want it tilted downward. And if you want it lower, you want to open it up.
Yeah.
So let's go up to the kitchen and start going over technique.
Okay. I typically use a two-handed backhand dink on the left side, and it's very easy to go from dinking to volleying with two hands. So if you're dinking with two hands on the backhand side, it's definitely good to have the shot in your game.
For sure. The one thing as well is when you learn this shot, you have to learn how to disguise it. Because with myself personally, I'm going to be dinking and doing everything with one hand. Players can tend to anticipate when I'm going to rip the ball if they see me lean over here waiting for two hands with my paddle.
Yeah, another time that you use this too is if someone tries to go up on the line with you.
Yeah.
If someone tries to go up on the line, I mean at you,
I like
you
putting it away.
always use a two-handed backhand. Which would be a counter because that was an attack.
Yeah. So let's just first start off with the basic volley. So what I want you to do is I want you to make sure that you are up at the kitchen, your weight's on your toes. Again, when you're a beginner intermediate player, you want your weight on your heels so you don't fall into the kitchen. The two hands more advanced, so we're going to be talking about advanced stuff. So lean on your toes. The second thing is I want to make sure that you have your paddle out in front. The number one reason, other than players not utilizing their top hand properly, the reason why they can't hit a good shot is because they take their paddle back. They take their paddle back every single time and then they make it late. If you're coming from a prior racket sport background like tennis or racquetball, you want to take your paddle back or your racket back. But in pickleball, you need to keep your paddle here. A great way that you think of it is you never want your paddle to go behind the kitchen line, or you can think that there's a wall behind you and you do not want to take that paddle back. So Michelle's going to come here, and the first thing that we're going to do is we're literally going to have Michelle just start out in front, weights on the toes, okay? Here, and then just swing forward, okay? Notice what she's doing right now to learn the two-handed backhand and eliminate the habit of getting in the backswing is we're killing it before she even starts. We're not allowing her to hit two-handed backhands before she realizes and gets the feeling of only taking the paddle back that far.
Another way I like to think about it too is to always see your paddle. It should always be in your vision. If it comes back here, it's too far back.
Yes, you always want to keep the paddle in your peripheral vision. So here we are, you're going to keep it here, and you're going to just go forward. And we have zero expectations right now, except start there. Can you still see your paddle?
Yes.
Okay, here we are. Good. Let's do 3 more. Here we are, start there. Good, 2 more. Good, 1 more. Good, cool. How's it feel?
Good.
Good, so that's the number one thing. What you don't want to do, and we'll just show where players go wrong, take a big backswing. Do what you normally do. No, I'm kidding.
Stay standing up straight like a tin man. You want to be in your legs.
In your legs, yes. Here we are. So start out in front.
Oh, do it the right way?
Yeah, or do it the wrong way, but take a big backswing.
Okay.
Because she gets it late, okay? You don't want to take a big backswing. Now, after you get that and you get the feeling and everything like that, then she's going to start out in front and you're going to work on just taking it here, okay? Keeping it in your vision. So ready, position, in the vision. That was the worst feed ever. Ready, position, in the vision. Ready, position, in the vision. Ready, position, in the vision. Good. Keep that. See you wanting to take it back. Here we are. Good. 1 more. Good. Cool. How's it feeling?
Good.
All right. So after we do that, you mentioned the legs. And the legs are a huge part.
I feel like it's legs and weight distribution too.
Yeah.
That I want to work on myself because I know that I do this wrong.
Or
I can get away with it, but I know I'm doing it wrong.
Or I like to say weight transfer, the way that you're transferring your weight. So here's where, well, Tyler, if I have no backswing, how in the world am I supposed to hit power on my shots? And it comes from your legs. Also, if you want to make this two-handed backhand go well and not miss it in the net, you have to learn how to get under the ball. If you make contact at or above the ball is going to go down. Now, if I have a super high ball up here, clearly I can swing down. But if I have a ball around chest height or below and I try to swing down, where's the ball going to go?
Into the net.
In the net. So what we can do is if I have a ball here, instead of swinging down or on top of the ball, what am I going to do? I'm going to drop my legs and get below the ball and then swing. I'm going to think that I'm pushing into my legs and off my legs. I'm pushing into the ground and then off the ground. So it's going to look like this. I'm starting out in front. We already have the backswing. We went over that, right? Now I'm going to push into the ground with my legs. I'm getting low like I'm doing a squat. And then when I swing, I'm going to explode off the ground. Do you have any questions with that?
No.
Let me demonstrate. You want to hit me some feats?
Yeah.
To the ground, off the ground. I'm not going to hit you. Into the ground, off the ground. So in, off, in, off. The big thing is where players go wrong is watch. After I go off the ground, I'm keeping my body here. What I don't want to do is this. I don't want to push in and then move my body. I'm keeping my head down at the whole time, but I'm just using my legs. So for that one, I had to get even lower.
Yeah.
Here we are, let's go. So I have to get even lower and then go. Okay, that was a little bit higher. Okay, that's lower. Cool. All right. Any questions about that?
No, but that's exactly what I need to do, and that's what I don't do.
Let's get you doing it.
I move my body, I twist my body, because you think that when you're swinging, you're twisting. And it's very different from anything in transition. You can get away with rotation for power, but at the kitchen, you're square, so you can't, it's not a good idea to rotate.
Yeah, and that's a huge thing that I never thought about. I've seen you do it, but I never referred to it as a twist, and I feel like that's huge.
That's exactly
you
what
want
I
to
do.
keep your body square at all times for this shot. Notice when we were doing the first drill, I'm here. Where players go wrong, because when you hit a drive, or again, prior racket sports, is that they turn and show their back shoulder. And then I'm getting late, it's not gonna work. You gotta keep your chest square, and then you go. So go here. A great way to visualize it, if you're like a visual learner, is pretend, stand here, there's a wall here, and there's a wall here. So there's a wall in front of her, and a wall behind her. You look so beautiful. So, wall here, okay? So if you twist, what's gonna happen? She's in the wall, right? She's in the wall at all times. So what do you have to do? You have to push in the ground, underground. Good, do it again. Good, one more. Good, awesome. And if you ever have a pickleball crush and you want them to give them a hug or something, or get close with them, definitely do this drill. Just tell them Universal Rackets told you, get a wall close and you're good to go. 3 more, good. 3 more.
And I can move side to side, right?
Yes,
with my weight.
because remember, the walls are what? They're here. You can move side to side as long as you want.
But like with my weight, I can go on this leg or this leg.
Yes, but you just can't go backwards or forward. Here we are. Good. 3 more. 3. Good. 2 more. 1 more. Okay. Good shot, Michelle. Good job. All right, so there we are. Now, the next thing that you have to do, and this is a thing when you even started out back in the day when we played tennis, you still wouldn't do this, no matter how many. It's dropping the paddle, okay? The reason why, you can get your legs down, but then also not only do you need to get your legs down, but you need to get your paddle down. Because here's what happens, okay? Number one, you were twisting and everything. We eliminate it, so it's gonna be so much more consistent. But if you wanna make it even better, what happens with you is that you're tense, you're trying to hit.
I'm holding the paddle like this.
You come from lacrosse, you come from contact sport background, you want to hit the living snot out of this ball. When you have 2 hands, it makes you feel like you're even going to hit it harder, and you grip the paddle like this, okay? So you're going to hit legs, but look, my paddle tip is still up, and oh my God, I can't hit it. Or what happens sometimes for you is you make it over, but it kind of just doesn't have anything on it.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because you're not dropping your paddle.
I completely agree.
You need to always make sure in pickleball that when you do this 2-handed backhand roll, when you take it, all you're going to do is point your paddle tip down. Now, how do we do that? How do we point our paddle tip down? It's very, very simple. I want you to think, number one, pretend that the tip of your paddle is weighted. Whenever I go like this, where's the paddle going to go? Down, okay? Number two, and leading off of that is what? You just have to be loose. You have to relax your hands. If I hold the paddle tight, look where my paddle tip is. If I relax, take a deep breath, my paddle tip's going to be loose, okay? So I want you to think again, you're going to drop your center of gravity and you're going to drop your paddle. Now, not straight down, we're not forcing it down, we're just releasing, okay? Now, what happens after this? We referenced this in the first part of our video. The first tip that you have to do where players go wrong and they can't learn a 2-handed backhand volley. What is it?
I don't know.
Using our top hand. Oh. Players, now, what do we have to do? We're gonna go down, we're gonna drop the tip down, and then what gets me from point A to point B?
My left hand.
The left hand. So we're gonna be here, and then we're going to use our left hand. So think again, out in front, paddle tip down, use the left hand. We're gonna keep it simple. So here we are, let's go.
Okay.
So you're gonna go out in front.
Should I do a couple with the
So
paddle?
I want you to go through the motions personally.
Okay.
So you're gonna start 1 step to the left. Yeah, right there. Okay. Out in front, turn the paddle. That's gonna be step number 1, okay? So step number 1's that for you, okay? There. Good. So we worked on take back, not moving, okay? Step number 1. Good. Now step number 2, what you're going to do, Michelle, is you're gonna be here, but now you're gonna drop and drop. Good. So notice here, so turn. Good. And then when we drop, our legs and our paddle go down. Good, stay there.
This is a core and butt workout too, by the way, guys.
And now step number 3, what are you going to do?
Left hand and up.
Up, good. Step number 1, take back. Step number 2, drop it. Nope. Ah. And that's why you did it wrong. You don't,
I feel like
when
I'm
you
in class
drop,
and I'm learning it clean and I'm doing it wrong.
our daughter just had her first day of dance camp today. So like you're learning a dance right now. Sienna's learning how to dance. Hopefully you're learning how to dance. And we just kicked off our first pickleball camp in the PA area. We have 14 pickleballers playing right now, training kids, junior pickleballers, the fastest growing sport. I'm so excited. We got pickleball stickers. Everyone's getting a sticker today. It's going to be awesome. All right, let's go. Here we are. So you're going to be here. Step number 1, turn. Good. Step number 2, drop and drop. Good. Step number 1. Step number 2, drop and drop. Good. 1. When you drop your legs, you drop your paddle. 1 more. Go. Now, what's step number 3?
Left hand and finish.
Good. Notice when Michelle finishes, where does she finish?
In the middle.
In the middle. Why do you want to finish in the middle?
Might be the most important part of the video. When you're at the kitchen, you have no time to overswing unless your opponent gives you that currency of time.
And we just did a video about that. So I stood over here. I would swing. Michelle would peg me with a ball, like, you didn't do the dishes.
Yeah, overswinging.
You didn't vacuum.
It's not going to work at the kitchen unless you have like a high ball or you just have plenty of time.
We'll put the link in the description.
But most times you don't have time for coming all the way up here because if the ball's coming back, it's going to hit you right in the chest.
Yes.
When you are doing a volley, even dinks, a lot of the times they have to be like a small motion because you only have 14 feet right here. So when you finish, the best place to finish this shot is in the middle.
Let's say it. So make sure every single time your paddle finishes here, okay?
And ironically, finishing in the middle lands you right back in your ready position for the next shot.
Step 1. Step 1.
Oh. Wait, I thought 1 was ready position.
Step 1. Step 2. Now I'm gonna toss it. Step 3. Woo! That actually looked good. Because you got under the ball with your hands.
And it's funny because you can feel it feeling good too.
Did it feel good?
It felt great.
Because you got under the ball.
Everything else felt super tight.
All you have to do if you want to hit a good two-handed backhand, you have to get under the ball. And how do you get under the ball? You have to relax your hands. If you're a basketball player, lacrosse player, wrestler, whatever you've done before, you have to forget about that
and
become a racket sport person. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people come from contact sports and pickleball, and this is the reason why. So how do we eliminate that? We go step by step, and what Michelle's going to realize, hopefully, still haven't seen it, maybe we'll find a unicorn as well, just pop out of the woods, is what? You're going to go, wow, oh my gosh, I hit such a good ball. It felt so good. So what it's going to do is it's going to train your muscle memory that if I want to feel that good and be that good and hit with ease, what are you going to do? It's going to win you over eventually.
I don't need a
I couldn't get
unicorn.
into ketosis. You couldn't get into muscle memory.
But it's not just muscle memory. It's not a unicorn. The answer is drilling on it.
Okay.
So if my drilling partner would practice this with me over and over again, I wouldn't have
to
think.
Front. Step number 1. Step number 2. Step number 3. Ooh. So if you ever hit in the net, that's okay. We're learning. But what do you have to do? You got to get lower.
And drop the paddle, probably.
You got to drop lower. Come on.
I feel like I dropped it and then I tightened it.
So if you ever miss in the net, what do you have to do? You just have to get under the ball more. And how do we do that with our legs or with our paddle? Step number 1. Step number 2. Step number 3. Whoa. Let's go. Step number 1. Step number 2. Come on, give me a good drop. Yeah. Step number 3. Yes. Step number 1. Step number 2. Step number 3. Good. The higher level of pickleball that you get in your playing career, the more aggressive players are going to be from lower spots of the court.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's not rocket science is because they get their body down and their paddle down, and that's what we're working on.
And I know you mentioned how important dropping the paddle is, but what is the result of dropping the paddle? Top spin. And top spin is when, you explain top spin.
Top spin is when you swing low to high on the ball, and top spin is going to make you brush up the back of the balls. I think 12 o'clock up here, 6 o'clock down here. So you're going to be able to get under and spin the ball in.
So if the ball is starting here that you want to attack, it's going to lift it in a rainbow up and over the net. And that's how advanced players are able to attack balls that may appear unattackable at times.
And how many times have you, even when I was playing in that last tournament with higher level players, right? I'm gonna hit, so watch out. is when you're going to let a ball go. So you're up at the kitchen right there and you're like, oh, shoulder high, let it fly. But I have topspin and then it goes in last minute. And that's such an effective shot.
Yeah.
So let's work on it a little bit more. You're going to go step 1, 2, 3. So step 1, 2, 3. Good. Make it continuous, right? Let's go. Step 1, 2, 3. Good. And now she's working on her timing. Good. Okay.
Too high.
Good. Good. So if you ever miss long, what do you have to do?
Drop the paddle more.
And more left hand.
Okay.
More left hand, okay? Because you need more spin. Let's go. Now I'm going to hit the balls to you. And let's see what happens. Here we are. Let's go. So 1. Good. So see, look. Here's the thing. Once you guys get the technique, you need to do tons of feed and teach your muscle memory. Because look how fast. The faster
and I
you
twisted my body.
Yeah. The faster you hit the ball, the faster it's going to come back.
Yeah.
So if you really want to hit a good backhand volley, it's going to take a lot of time to go from drilling and learning the technique to drilling to then playing.
Yeah.
Because you have to be so ready and have this so you can't think about any aspect of this motion when you're actually playing. Or you're just simply not going to have enough time. Are you ready?
Yeah, I think.
Let's go. Is your mic on?
I don't know.
Is it
That's
red?
Yeah, it's red.
Cool. Here we are, right?
Hold on. Okay.
Here. Good. Oh, sorry. Whoa! Look. Yes. 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 Good. Couple more.
Still over swinging a bit.
3 more. Here we are. Out in front. Turn. Step 1, 2, 3. Good. And okay, that was really good, I guess. The one before that, though, I don't know how you hit that shot. It was down and good. The one before that, if I would have let it go, like that would have been a shot that I feel like most players in a game situation would have let go. But that ball that you hit, if I didn't hit it, would have landed over there. Why? Because you're getting under it and because you have topspin. And maybe because you have that new Pro Amp paddle, which it's linked in the description. Use our promo code ADV-Universal. Good. Oh, you gotta get lower. Good. That's a hard one. Good. I'm making it hard. Good. Good. Oh, good. Too good. How's it feeling?
Was it looking okay?
Yeah, it looks good.
I feel like I was still holding it a little bit tight.
So here's the thing. You were holding it a little bit tight.
I think like the first one I can think about, and then the
You can't.
subsequent ones are just adrenaline.
Yes, and that's why you get tight. Here's the thing. Were they tight? Yeah. Were they loosest? Probably not. But you used the proper technique and you tried to do the right thing that you still were able to execute. And that's the thing, a big thing about pickleball too. It doesn't have to be perfect every single time. All it has to be is with the right intention.
And over the net.
And you're going to get lucky. And over the net, clearly. Yes. So should we work on
Speed up counters.
speed up counters?
Just
So
tell me where you want me to put
here's
it.
the thing. I know that she's speeding the ball up every single time, right? So I can adjust and move. But a great tactic that I do personally is like, if I know that they're going to speed the ball up me, I'm going to shift and slide my body to the right. And then I'm going to be here.
Okay.
So again, I'm going to be here. They're going to speed the ball up at me. I'm going to move to the side, and then I'm going to go.
And how well do I do that on my forehand?
So good. You're like the queen at
Making
putting away on the
space.
forehand and then going. So that's a great shot that I can do. Another reason why I want to do this is if I move over here, if there's a ball coming at my right shoulder, what am I going to do?
Let it go.
Let it go, because look, I have it here. Anywhere past my body is going to be out. So you're going to speed the ball up at me again. Here. Good.
But that's the counter that you're looking for if someone speeds up at you.
Yes, here we are. Now, here's a big thing that I go wrong, okay? Look at my follow through.
Right, we were just talking about
When
that.
you get higher level in pickleball, the players are going to be able to get the ball back. So I still go wrong personally, because when I counter, when I try to go big on this shot,
He thinks
every
it's over.
single time I think it's over. I think I've been playing tennis for 20 years of my life. I think I have an amazing two-handed backhand, amazing counter, feels so good. The shot feels so BADASS that I'm going to pulverize the ball and it's not going to come back.
Right.
And then you have someone decent at pickleball on the other side that just hits it right back, and I'm over here, and then, right?
Now, we're going to get even a little bit more advanced for you guys, and we're going to talk about the person that is speeding the ball up. They get a counter. What do you have to do to get into these firefights and be able to use this two-handed backhand?
Be ready.
Lean into it.
Yeah.
So with yours, like I sped the ball up at you, you counter me back. If I counter you back, you need to be leaning in to counter me back and to keep it going.
And again, as I referenced before in this video, the faster that you hit the ball, the faster it is going to come back. So you have to learn how to clean up the speed up.
That's what the word is, the clean up.
You need to clean up the speed up.
And if you're here, you have no tools to clean up with.
Yeah. Or clean up your counter. Anytime, basically, in pickleball that you go aggressive and you go hard and fast, you have to be ready for it. And again, this is where, like, I struggled with playing with high-level players because I would play with lower-level players, and every single time that I had a ball here, we'll do the speed up, right? Speed up, clean up. Every single time I sped the ball up, I won the point every single time. The ball wasn't coming back. They weren't good enough to get the ball back. So I think every single time, because that's all I played with, speed the ball up, okay, points over and stuff. So I would speed it up, and then because maybe they'd pop the ball up, and then I'd have to smash down, but I'd lean back. Then what happens is I go and play with high-level players. I speed the ball up, and I'm here, and they just drill the ball, and I'm like,
right. Probably with a two-handed backhand.
Yeah, and I'm like, why did I even try to do that? And the one said to me, they're like, Tyler, you got to be right clean up after speed up. So what that means is after I'm done speeding up or after I'm done countering, I need to be here to get to the next ball. Now that's not only your body being forward, but that's your paddle being forward as well.
And your mental state is that you're in a fight. You are leaning in until they die. Because if you go like this ever, you're done.
Anytime you're moving back, you're done in pickleball. Once you get up to kitchen, you need to stay up to kitchen until you win that point.
And that's a huge thing for my game because I may be getting sped up on. I'll get one back, and then I'm like, I need more space. Let me move back for defense to block it down here. But it's coming at my chest. I need to be in here and finishing them off.
And there might be a comment or two that says, oh, well, you need to move space back because you have time and stuff. Yeah, there are right times that you want to move back and have space.
Right.
But in these firefights, you don't want to at all. All right, so let's go, all right?
Yeah.
Here we are. So who's speeding up? And
you're going to speed up at me.
Okay. So watch, ready? So I'm going to be here, right? I'm going to speed up. Oh, okay. See?
I still was jammed.
So watch, again, after I speed up, here we are. Still, even doing this and trying to do it right for YouTube, you struggle with it. And here's the other thing too, you struggle with it if you play people that are lower than you. Unless you completely play with people that are higher level and are gonna get that ball back, it's so difficult to do. You're never
gonna bridge the gap.
Yeah, it's so difficult. It is so difficult to do.
But if you want to get to 5-0 and you want to play or even potentially win at 5-0, you have to have these hands.
Yeah, and it's so hard to get.
And this knowledge.
Here we are, here we are. Dink, dink, speed up, clean up, dink, dink. Come on, speed it up.
Oh, me?
So where did I go wrong for that? I tried to take it as a backhand. I didn't move my body to the side. I knew she was having a speed up, but I didn't move my body. And guys, these are the little tiny things that separate
4-5s to 5-0s.
Gold medals from people who go 2 and out in tournaments.
Yeah. It's
crazy, and it's these little tiny things. Here we are. Dink, 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 dink. Nice.
Do you know how good that feels?
Yeah.
Pickleball, you know how good that feels?
Here we are.
My paddle is tight, so tight.
Dink.
Whoops.
Dink, 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 dink. Oh. I need to get back to it. It's rained in Florida for
Can you say
so
it out
long.
loud? Yeah. Dink. Say it. Dink.
Dink. Dink.
And that would have been speed up, right?
I was scared of your speed up. Dink. Dink. Dink, dink. Ah! Shoot! One more. Dink, dink.
I can't.
All right.
But did you see how I stepped back there? That's what not to do.
Coming for us. All right. So
And
where
you know
are the
what's
balls?
so interesting too? We're humble enough to admit our flaws.
Yeah.
It's relatable. Like, I'm not perfect at the kitchen with hands at all.
Yeah.
But it's so
Fortunately, I'm not as
fun
well.
to win the fights.
Yeah, and by learning,
And practicing is the only way you're going to get there. Seeing those balls, feeling those balls, drilling on those balls.
yeah, and by learning like what you have to do. And it's like
Like little tiny tips.
the thing
that will
with me
change
and
it.
my pickleball journey is now like, okay, I'm so consistent with my dinks, my drops, my resets. I have all the shots, but it's these little tiny things.
And the only way to get rid of your overswing in tennis is to drill with me for hours doing that.
Yes, what she said. All right, now, is there anything else that we want to share in this video?
For the two-handed backhand.
Mm-hmm.
How about when you're taking it as, like, say I hit a high drop to you, where you want to put it, like where you want to place the ball. Because placement over power is so important. So if I hit you a high drop, your two-handed backhand roll.
So you're going to do the same thing, except you're going to get more into your legs and you're going to try to go deep.
Right, at the person who's deepest in the court, or if they're both back, hit an angle. What does angle mean?
Angle means that you're pulling the person out wide off the court.
Right, so like on the sideline.
Which is what you can do, and especially like the two-handed, the one benefit about the two-hander is that you can create more angle because you have that left or that top hand that can really do the work.
So if I'm on this side and someone hits me a high drop over there, I can take my two-hand and I can go across court and hit that sideline while they're both back there and they're never going to return the ball.
High drop. Good. Whoa. Don't move back. You're in a wall. Good. So if you want to get power, right? The slower the ball comes to you, the more power that you need to generate, right? The slower that the hardest balls or the most difficult balls to hit are the balls that you need to create your own power. And from this video, how do you create your own power, Michelle?
Your legs.
Getting into your legs, okay? Not your turn. Do not turn. Here we are. Let's go. 3 more. Legs. 2 more. 1 more. Good. All right. Let's go angle. Nice. Drop your paddle. Good. A great tip for this angle thing is you want to get the right side of the ball. And what I mean by that is instead of coming under the ball, you want to get your paddle to get the right side. So when you hit, you're going to try to get this side of it. If you're lefty, you're going to get the other side. So everyone, that is how you hit a high drop or an aggressive shot floater. I would call it a floater volley for the two-handed backhand. Now, is there anything else that you want to add?
No.
0.
I mean, I think I've said everything I could say about a two-handed backhand at this point.
You know what? We did. Okay, so if you guys haven't learned anything about two-handed backhand, then I don't even know.
I'd be surprised.
Yeah, we'd be surprised because we left it all out on the court for you guys, no pun intended. How to hit a two-handed backhand, step-by-step technique, tips and tricks. We gave you sequences to follow, different drills to do. We did it all. The thing is that you have to crawl before you walk. And you have to crawl for 1,000 times before you go to the next step.
Right, and I feel like the most important takeaway from this is to shorten the length of your swing. For everyone, for you, for me, for Joe, for Jane, for Bob. They probably just need to shorten the length of their swing.
Yeah.
At the kitchen.
Summed up, shorten the length of your swing, get into your legs, and hold the paddle loose.
Yep, that's it.
And you should be fine. Like, seriously. And if on top of that, probably use your top hand.
Let's make it real. 3 steps to a better backhand.
Sounds amazing. We'll just simplify this whole video if you got this far.
In 10
but
seconds.
if you got this far, if you want any type of Universal Rackets programs in your area, click the link description, Universal Rackets representative will get out to you. If you want any type of Selkirk paddles so you can get that amazing spin, I have the brand new Jack Sock Luxe Edition. Amazing, super cool colorway. Amped Pro Air from Michelle. Another great paddle. I just used that paddle in the tournament. I'm using this because I think it looks the coolest, and it has some grip for some spin. But click the link in our description and use the promo code ADV-Universal. Once again, ADV-Universal, and get a gift card with your purchase. If you guys have any other questions, comments, or concerns, please let us know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, share with a friend. Do not share this with your opponents because they will probably get better if they watch this video. Have a good one, happy hitting, and
See you later.
bye-bye.